Hello everybody and welcome to another rebuild, but in this case it's going to be, can we break a certain curse that has been on Benfica for quite a while, since 1962 I believe, where they were cursed from winning any European title for up to 100 years. Now this curse came about after the European final in 1962 by a certain, I think it's Bela Gutman. He was an ex-Hungarian footballer. He turned coach and he was in charge of Benfica at the time when they won the European Cup in 1962. I think they won it the year before the year before that. He won it twice with them, and like any manager would, you go to your board and you would ask for a pay increase, which is pretty reasonable. But I don't know what the money finances or anything like that was at the time, but they flatly refused him. And because of that, he left under a cloud, and in doing so, he cursed them that they would not win any European trophies for the next 100 years. Now, please correct me if that is wrong. It is a story I've heard. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I have looked it up. Wikipedia, wonderful place, but we all know people make things up on there. So please correct me if I'm wrong. But our task in this rebuild is to win them a European trophy and break that curse. They were founded in 1904, the first rivals, or Porto. So let's have a look at some Europeans. So 61 and 62. So that's the only time they have won any European success. What's this one here? That's the Portuguese League in 23. They've only just won it. So they are defending this season. 2017 Portuguese Cup, the Super Cup, the League Cup and the Championship. Okay, so maybe there is something to that story. I doubt very much Benfica would want to wait another 40 years before they win a European trophy. So let's see if we can do that in the next 5. We have got a budget of £10 million actually. That's pretty good. And we are predicted to finish second. Is that Porto to win it then, or maybe Sporting? So the best 11. And the formation, the 4-2-3-1, which I'm quite adverse to now. I am a convert to the 2DM formation. I cannot lie. I do like this formation. It's probably one of my go-tos now, it has to be said. Or it just seems to be working better on FM24. I don't know. Musa up front, Mario and Cam, Di Maria. They've got Rafa, Arneses, Florentino, Bar, Antonio, Otamendi, Barnett and Trubin in goal. A lot of loan obligations, more out than in. And Jose Enrique, who is the director, would like to discuss potential adjustments in the next few days. Here's a long-term vision. Maintain the Premier League's best youth system. Work within the budget. Grow the reputation. Win the league. Win the cups. And at least reach the knockout rounds. But our aim is, in the end, to win a European trophy of sorts. They've also been in 5 Champions League or finals, but they've not won it. Runners up in the Europa League as well. They've been in there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they've been in 8 European finals since they were cursed and not won it once. There has to be something in that story, surely. Financially, they seem pretty stable. £50 million in the bank. 100% transfer revenue, £10 million to spend. Any debts? Yes. And that's all I have to say on the matter. £374 million left to pay off, which some of them are going to be paid. Well, £80 million is going to be paid off by 2025. That's quite impressive considering you're paying £200,000 a month. A couple of bank loans with no interest, which is always an added bonus. Staffing looks pretty good. I don't think we need to adjust anything there. We'll just let the chairman pick and choose. We could do with increasing our attacking and mentals a little bit. So looking at our squad then, let's see what we have got. We've got a couple of players on loan to us who are currently injured. 3 months for Guedes and 3 months for Barnett. That's clever. We've got Nicolas Otamendi, 35 years old. Wow, he's got another couple of years left. Yeah, I mean, some of these players do need replacing, although he doesn't seem to be going down in stats yet. Leadership 20. Our captain then possibly. 20 bravery. Yeah, he's off the pace a little bit, but still pretty good. Di Maria as well, 35. Not a fan, I have to admit. Still looks pretty good. Pace-wise, he's lost it a little bit, it has to be said. But again, 20 technique. Stands out a mile and a lot. 18 dribbling. Finishing's not great, but good first touch. Long shots ain't too bad. Agility. I mean, it's not to be scoffed at. How long has he got? Till next season. I mean, do we offload him now or just let it run down? Ramos, he's going away, isn't he? Where's he going to? He's going to Paris Saint-Germain. Great. So we've lost him. Rafa, 30 years old. João Maria. Okay, we have got an aging squad. So all the better players are 30 and above. This isn't going to help us if we want to try and win the trophy in 5 seasons. Trubin, goalkeeper. Okay, good potential on him. Looks pretty decent. Some more with the potential, but they're out on loan. Thomas Araujo, defender. Definitely somebody to work with as well. 21 years old as well. Fantastic. Yeah, we have got a lot of older players though. Unfortunately, our better ones are 30 and above. Let's have a look at the youth system, see if anybody we have got that we can bring in. Under 23 squad. Is anybody that we can just slot in now? Potential. Ferreira. Okay. Under 18s. I'd expect some more of that. What about the B team then? Not much to shout about. There are some with high potential. Veloso. 18-year-old midfielder. I mean, do we just bring these players in and use them? Maybe a year out on loan, possibly. Felix as well, another attacking midfielder. Another one with high potential. And he looks pretty decent, actually. Great free kick taking. He's got some flair, vision. What's his passing like? Not bad at all, actually. For 19 years, do we promote him? Or do we send him out on loan? I mean, some very good high potentials there. Neto, he is out on loan at the moment. Martin, pretty decent once again, very high, exciting youth prospect who isn't far from the first team level, so he'll hopefully come back. Yes, there's no sell-on clause or anything like that, so that's good. We've got a couple of strikers. Musa, he was one of the better ones, wasn't he? He's wanted currently. I mean, 16 finishing, reasonably quickish, good strength, balance, pressing, and we have got better players ahead of him, but they can play out on the wing and left. What's Rafa? 30 years old, left hand side. Wow, okay. If they start coming down, we are going to have to move them along. But 30 years old, we can... who knows? We might be able to win the European trophy in our first season. That would be a big ask. Right then, with the little bit of money that we did have, we managed to spend it all on one player. And that one player was Thierry Rendo Carrera. Left back, we're going to be using him as a complete left wing back, I think it was. Very quick. His physicals look really nice indeed. Across the ball, he can dribble. Got good technique as well. Plenty of room to grow. And we only paid £11 million from Valencia. Not bad bit of business, I don't think. And he was originally at Sporting. So we got one of their players without them probably even knowing it. Fingers crossed. So we've locked him in on the left-hand side. We don't want him going on to the right-hand side. Although, to be perfectly honest, probably suited there, actually. To be fair, Silva's locked in as well. I want him in the back. I did have Araujo originally, but he seems to have dropped off a little bit. But we have got Otamendi as well, so it'd be stupid not to utilise him if he's available. And also we've locked in Musa up front as a pressing forward, which seems to be his best attribute. Scored 2 goals for us already, but there's still more to come. And obviously we've got quite a few older players, which will probably get more of a game time than the younger ones, to be fair, in this first season, and we'll see what happens next season. So far so good. We won the Super Cup against Porto, against one of our fiercest rivals, 2-0. Sporting, we did lose 2 in the first game of the league, and then we've beaten everybody else without conceding a goal. VIZ, VTSC, Amadora and BVT. That's a bit of a mouthful. And the Champions League, wow, look who we got. Newcastle, I was going to say BVT, what they do in there? Atletico Madrid and Rangers. That's going to be tough, I'm not going to lie. We've also drawn BVT and Feirense in the Portuguese League Cup. Confirmation of the Super Cup win, but that's what we're more interested in. If we don't get through the group stage, we want to drop into the Europa League and win that instead. We have to win a European trophy to dispel this curse. So I'm not too particularly concerned about everything else, but it would be nice to continue the winning and then put in the European trophy on top of that will be the icing on the cake. So we were predicted to finish 4th, or was it 2nd? We're now top, evens to win the league with Otamendi, Carrera. Now we've got Orsenes and Mario and Rafa and Di Maria. We have got a pretty good side, but they are pretty aging, like Otamendi, Di Maria and Rafa and Mario actually as well. I think they're in the 30 plus bracket. So it's going to be tough to replace a couple of these, but I'm sure we've got some in mind. I've just noticed there's 2 João Marios. Are they brothers? So let's simulate our first season and let's see how we do in Europe as well as domestically. We have gone and won the Portuguese league once again. I think that's twice on the bounce now, isn't it? I think they did win it last year and now they've gone and won it again. 4 losses. We win it by 9 points in total. Then 3 losses by Sporting. But we did lose 4 games, 2 of them to Sporting. So we could have really thrown it away. Sporting, on the other hand, lost to VTSC, Famalicão and Estoril Praia. I do apologise for pronouncing them absolutely wrong, of which one of them finished bottom of the table. Porto in 3rd. But the good news is we are back in the Champions League to have another go if we haven't won it already. And Musa gets 2nd highest goal scorer behind Ruiz of Braga. And we also have Orsnes as well, best player along with Di Maria, not far behind. And Di Maria obviously getting the most assists together with Koba of Moriense. Wow. And Trubin gets the most clean sheets. That is fantastic. However, there's a lot of things going on. We did win the Super Cup. We won the Portuguese... No, we didn't. We came runners-up in the Portuguese League Cup. The Portuguese Cup, we fell to the semi-finals to Porto, which is very disappointing. And Europe-wise, wow, okay, we get knocked out of the group stage. We drop into the Europa League. And then we lost to Freiburg in the playoff round. So we didn't get very far at all. So if we have a closer look, we only won 2 games in the end. And that was against Rangers. Both games against Rangers. So we failed to beat Atletico and Newcastle. We drew Newcastle and lost to them 2-1. I mean, they have been pretty close. Atletico did 1 over on us in the end. But yeah, we kind of failed at that point. Incidentally, who won the Champions League? It was Man City over Real Madrid. The playoff rounds in the Europa League, however, we got smashed. Despite 1-1 in the first leg, we got smashed 4-0 in the second leg away at Freiburg. That is disappointing. I expected to go a little bit further than that. I felt like we had better teams. I mean, Braga were in there as well, who went on to win it in the end. It was PSV after extra time against Liverpool. Wow. So disappointing in Europe, it has to be said. Just have a quick look in the Portuguese Cup. We lost in the semi-final, 1-0 in the end against Porto. And who did we lose to in the final of the Portuguese League Cup? Let's have a look. Sporting, of course it was. So Sporting beat us 3 times this season. That's not what you want to see. Squad-wise, I felt like it's got a little bit better. But if we have a look at goals scored, Musa 31 for 53, not too bad. I think we may have to look at another striker possibly. But before that, we do have to address the other players though. Orkun, 23-year-old. Is he CAM player? 16 goals, 7 assists. That is really good. João Mario, 31 years old now. 12 and 6. 10 and 11 for Rafa, who's now 31 as well. So we probably hang on to them for another season or 2. But Di Maria, 36 years old. He's still got another season left, worth up to £5 million. I doubt very much we'll get much for him. However, 9 and 16 assists. So the question is asked, unless we get somebody better, we may have to hang on to him till his contract runs out, possibly. Unless he's retiring. He's very unhappy though. Frederick, not too bad. 7 and 8 in the middle of the park. 10 assists for Neves. That's pretty good as well. And he's only 19. And our goalkeeper, Trubin, only conceded 34 goals in 51 with 28 clean sheets. That's fantastic. And as you can see, there's a lot of players that didn't get any games whatsoever. So on that basis, we may have to move them along and stir up a little bit more money, I think. Speaking of money, £13 million to play with. We've got a bit of wiggle room in the wage budget. Wow, it's about £300,000 there a week. Got £63 million in the bank as well. We might be able to ask the board for a little bit more. Okay, so maybe not a bit more this season, but maybe next season. Wow, okay, let's see what we could do in the transfer market with this. Hopefully we can bring us some more youth talent. Right, we'll start off with some of the outs first. The first one you'll see is to PSG for £56 million is Gonçalo Ramos. That was already sorted. We couldn't do nothing about that. So, yeah, the worst thing was we did not see any bit of that money. We didn't see any of that £56 million in the budget. We had about £13-14 million to spend, so we really didn't. We struggled. Di Maria has gone though to Real San Sebastian for £3.5 million. That's all we could get for him. However, he's valued at 69. I don't get it. Why we couldn't get more? I couldn't fathom it, but he is 36 years old, so we've let him go to pave way for some of our youngsters. A couple of others have gone as well. Trekina as well, gone to AC Milan for up to 850,000. Priost as well, 105. Not much money going out the door, though, it has to be said, but it did bump our transfer money up as well as the wages as well. So, yeah, we had a lot of wiggle room in the end. Araujo's gone out on loan. We've sent him off to Stuttgart. He's not going to get any game time at the moment. I'm disappointed in him. However, he can still improve, and it'll be quite handy to have as a very good backup, I'm hoping. So only 2 signings. We bring in another winger to replace Di Maria. We have got Neres, who can play there as well. So it's going to be a battle between the two, but Roger has a lot of potential. So I want to see if we can utilise that. He's very quick, very pacey, and he can dribble at the same time. He's got good flair as well, and I think he will improve. He's only 18 years old, so if we can get him doing the business now, then it'll be all well and good. £10 million it cost us from Braga, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it's money well spent. And also from Leverkusen for £15 million, a good old favourite of mine, Adam Hlozek. I don't know how he's going to perform in FM24. I think we've used him once or twice and he was okay. He's normally my go-to striker if we can't get anybody else. I think it's a player that Benfica would pick up. He's young, he's got a lot of growth in him, and he can play virtually anywhere in the attack in front. But so far, 4 goals in 6 games. I'll take it. Tactically, we are switching it up a little bit. We are going to have a DM and a midfielder. The midfielder is going to be taken over by Aruznes or, well, actually, João Mario can play there. Koku can play there, but he might play up there in the cam role. And I think we've got Neves here and or Florentino Lewis. So we'll see what happens there. But we've locked in Fernandez on the right-hand side, because if we don't, we shall have Neres in there instead. It's been okay so far this season. We don't get to play many friendlies, which is a little bit of a pain. However, we did play Porto in the Super Cup. We go ahead and win. That's for our first trophy of the season, and I think that's our 3rd trophy overall on this rebuild. Then we lost to PTM in the league straight after, 2-1. Very disappointing. I can't believe it. And then we go on a run of 4 games without conceding a goal, beating Gil Vicente, Viazzi, Casapia, and Amadora. Champions League, we have been pitted against Napoli, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, wonderful, Union Berlin, Rangers, Inter Milan, Dinamo Kiev, and Trabzonspor. I would like to think we could get into the next round of the Champions League. We've got to beat these teams if we want to progress. We are lying currently in 3rd position, 1 point behind Porto, Braga same points, Sporting right behind us, with a game in hand, and let's have a look, see where we are pitted against in the rest of the league. Oh, we're predicted to finish at top of the table once again. So with that in mind, let's go and crack on to season 2. Let's hope we can do better in Europe, because that's what we're really here for. And let's see if we can go and win the league again to put us back into the Champions League, to have another good crack at it if we fail again this season. So we go ahead and win our next league title. That's the 3rd one in a bounce, I think it is. The 2nd one in this particular rebuild. We win it a good 12 points ahead of Porto as well. Sporting finished as low as 5th position, and quite some way off from 6th position, actually, to be perfectly honest. But we literally smashed it this season, only losing 2 games. One right at the very beginning against PTM, and then we're losing to BVT. Wow. But we must have beat Porto. We beat Porto twice. That's good. And how did we do against Sporting? We beat them twice as well. So it does help beating the top teams to get us through here. Braga, how did they do? We only beat them once. Did we draw with them? We did. So we didn't lose against the top teams at least anyway, which is a good sign. But that is incredible though. 90 points. But more importantly, how did we do in the cup competitions and Europe? In the league phase, we did finish in 18th position, which is pretty good, which means we qualify for the next round, which is brilliant. It's a massive improvement from previously. We did beat Kiev, Rangers and Union Berlin, drawing with Transport and Atletico Madrid. But we did lose to Inter, Real and Napoli. And to be perfectly honest, they were pretty close. But 11 points, 5 points off a top 8 finish. Transport got 8th position. PSG just ahead of them. Barcelona, Leipzig, Bayern Munich, Inter, AC and Real Madrid. There's a lot of teams in there. Any big teams that didn't make it? Monaco possibly. That's who I would class as a top team in there. Wow, that's incredible. Right, okay, let's have a look, see if we got out of the knockout. We lost to Lazio. Oh, we bowed out in the knockout round to Lazio 1-0. 0-0 first leg, 1-0 second leg. That's so disappointing. Yet again, we failed to get out of the knockout stages to reach the latter ones, but we did get out the group stage, so that's pretty good improvement, I'd say. But I would have liked to have gone a little bit further. The final, Arsenal beat PSG. However, we did go and get the domestic quadruple. So after winning the Super Cup and the league, we won the Portuguese League Cup, and that was a 2-0 victory over BVT. And the Portuguese Cup, a lot of Portuguese cups here. We beat Sporting 3-0 in the final. Even better, Hoslek got top goal scorer in that competition as well. So how did our players do overall? 27 goals from Hoslek. That's what we brought him in for, and that's what he's produced. Koku as well, 22 and 7, which is really good. I mean, both of them 22 and 24 years old respectively. Rafa's now 32, 18 and 7. That's a quite good return as well. Fernandez, 28 assists, 41 goal contributions. That's insane. Have we just gone and got ourselves an absolute peach of a player there? Neres, he did get some game time, 12 and 5. That's good as well. Scheider up, 21 years old. Some game time, 9 and 4, 16 assists for Mario. So some of these players, really, the older ones, I think will be looking good to having them replaced in the end. 49 goals conceded this time from Trubin, 20 clean sheets. Okay, not too bad, but again, a lot of players not getting game time or just not good enough maybe. But there's a couple of players we would like to see in there, but they are young enough, so there is plenty of time. We just need to make way for them by releasing some of these older players. Let's have a look, see what finances are going to do. £24 million. That's pretty decent. A hefty wage budget as well. This season we made 27 million. Wow. Can we go and ask for increase the transfer budget? And obviously next season as well, although they're giving us a minimum of 11 million. That's pretty good. So once again, we'll start out with the outs and just a few departures. Mietti's gone to Lowndes for £3.4 million, and Thomas Aruja, who was out on loan at Stuttgart, they decided to take his optional fee for him and paid £3 million for him. So I'm quite happy for him to go. We have got a few defenders in now, and we've got a few others that have gone out as well, some on loan, some on a free. Again, not much movement. We tried to offload Rafa as well, but nobody was biting at about £13-15 million, so he's with us for another season. However, from Las Palmas for about £18 million, we bring in Mika Marmol to play at the back. He can play left back as well. He looks pretty much stacked actually. Physicals and mentals look really good. Anticipation and vision is just what you need at the back. With pace as well, it's always an added bonus to sit alongside Silva. But I will say we will need some other defenders in the future, unless they improve drastically. On a free transfer, nothing's ever a rebuild without a freebie. We bring in Arnu Pugmal. He can play in midfield or cam. He was free, and he's worth up to £5 million now. He's going to be a fringe player. I think he'll be a pretty good backup as well, actually, in the midfield. We have got a lot of players ahead of him, but a lot of these players are older, like Mario. We tried to offload him as well, but in the end I decided, you know what, it'd be nice. it'd be better to have somebody that's pretty good in the midfield and experienced if we're letting go some of the other players as well. And finally, from Galatasaray for £15.5 million, we bring in a right back, Sacha Boey. Very, very quick. Physicals look really immense. Aggression as well. Work rate. He can tackle, cross the ball as well. Just what you need in a wing back, and I think we're going to have him as a complete wing back as well, actually. So these are the players we're actually locking in. Fernandez is still on that right hand side. Hozlek up front. We've got Bowie, Silva and Marmol. I want to see how they do in the centre. Silva, he's probably got that place anyway, but Marmol, I really do want to see what he can do. And hopefully, again, we're just trying to find a partner for Silva. Pre-season and the season has gone relatively well. We did lose the Super Cup to Sporting, unfortunately, 3-1 actually. We got a bit of a hammering. And we were looking at some players from Sporting, but none of them wanted to come over. Yeah, again, another disappointment. We wanted to get Victor Gyökeres, but he was very expensive. But in the league, we smashed Gil Vicente 7-1 with a brace from Fernandez. Hozlek with a hat-trick as well. Fantastic start. Moriense, we win 3-0. Santa Clara 4-0. 2-1 against Chavez, and Famalenko 3-1 as well. And it's all happening once again. We can't go for the quadruple this time, but if we get the Champions League, quite possibly the quadruple could still be on. We have been drawn against Club Brugge, Inter Milan, Arsenal, Getafe, Barcelona, Liverpool, Salzburg and Zvezda. This seems a little bit more difficult this time round, but I think we have got the players to go that little step further. We are currently sitting second in the table behind Braga, who are 6 for 6 actually. They beat Santa Clara, Casa Pia, Morense, MRT, Gil Vicente and Estoril. And in the Portuguese League Cup, we're playing Estoril and Gil Vicente. So we're playing them quite a lot of times after that 7-1 hammering earlier in the season. And once again, we're evens now to finish top of the table ahead of Porto and Sporting Braga. Quite a few players in the Dream 11 as well. So let's crack on to our third season. As I say, third time lucky in the Champions League. Season 3 comes to a close and we finish second by the odd point. Sporting not too far behind either. We did have a run in. We're losing one game in the last 5 where we could have overtaken Porto, who win it from us. We lost 5 games this season. The most we've lost so far, all of them away. Sporting, Porto, Rio Ave, we've got Braga and Casa Pia. I mean, to be perfectly honest, the bottom 3 we should have won. Porto, Sporting. If we won the other 3, we wouldn't have be having this discussion, but it's disappointing. So next season, we're going to have to wrestle that back. Competition-wise, well, we made it to the final of all 3 domestic cups. Runners-up in the Portuguese Super Cup, losing 3-1 to Sporting. Wow, okay, that's a big loss there. The Portuguese League Cup, we beat VTSC 4-2, and in the Portuguese Cup we beat Braga 6-0. That's quite convincing final, that one, in the end. Champions League, however, we get further. We get to the quarter-finals, only to lose out to Real Madrid 6-2. Wow, okay, we got hammered then 4-0 in the first leg, 2-2 at home. It's disappointing, but we did come against Real Madrid. However, round of 16 we beat Arsenal 4-1 despite losing the second leg 1-0. To go through the knockouts, we did. We beat Club Brugge 4-1. And in the league phase, how did we fare? 14th position, 4 wins against Zvezda, Barcelona 3-0. Wow, Getafe and Club Brugge. We drew with Arsenal and then lost to Salzburg, Liverpool and Inter. We got smashed by Inter actually. Wow. Inter did finish top of the group as well. Liverpool not far behind. Man City second, and it was Liverpool who was actually unbeaten together with AC Milan. So who won it in the end then? Real Madrid. So we lost to the eventual winners. Okay, I can take that. But the semi-final, who did Real Madrid play in the end? It was Newcastle beating them 4-0 and Chelsea getting to the final, beating Barcelona 4-2 with the 4-0 second leg victory. So disappointing that we didn't get any further or get to the final, but we are edging ever closer. Squad-wise, 3 people reaching 20 and above. Hozlek 26 and 4, which isn't too bad. Cuckoo as well, 24 and 11, even better. And Fernandez 22 and 27 assists. 49 goal contributions. Turning into an actual beast, isn't he? That is fantastic. Mario and Rafa still doing the business. Still getting some game time, but more often than not coming off the bench. But 9 and 8 for Mario and Rafa, 8 and 2. Neres played a few games. He must have played on that left-hand side, 8 and 8. 17 assists for João Neves as well. Jurasek as well, the 25-year-old Czech, 15 assists. And a goalkeeper, 49 conceded in 60. That's pretty good as well. I've got no qualms about our back four at all. They're absolutely solid. Really are. There's a lot of players not getting any game time whatsoever, unfortunately. Some youngsters like Hugo Felix, I mean, he is asking to leave. There's a lot of these that probably will do. We may have to offload some of these because if they're not getting game time, they're not going to be sitting around on the bench. But we've got João Victor right back and a Pugmo, which we did bring in, but he's now injured. But he was ever going to be a backup. So, going into next season, financially, we've got nearly £30 million to play with, and the bank account is looking really healthy, £94 million. So let's go and see what we can do with this money. Hopefully we can sell some players as well and bring some more money in, and if that's the case, then we might have a very, very good window. So once again, season 4 approaches, and we've made some signings, and a lot of people have gone out the door as well. We had to fund the 2 signings that we did get. So we had about £30 million. We had to make some more, and as you can see below you, Casper Tensted has gone to Wolves for up to £8.5 million. We lose Hugo Felix to Hanover for 3.2. Victor has gone to Bologna for 3.1. Rafa has gone to Saudi for 2.6 up to 3.1. Bernardo as well, 2.1. We did make some money, and it bumped our transfer up to about nearly £60 million after the wages and stuff had gone off. So we had quite a bit of money, and then obviously we sold a few clauses as well. I think there was one for about £10 million. And I thought, yes, we're having that one, thank you very much. So with them people gone, let's have a look at the guys we have brought in. From Bournemouth, for £22 million, I brought in a backup centre-back. I felt like we needed one. We've only got Marmol and Silva. Verasima can play there, but he can also play on the left-hand side. Marato as well. I mean, we have got some good players, but not good enough players. And we really struggle to get somebody decent in here. And De Geel's probably the best of the rest, really, I think. But he is worth up to £42 million now, so maybe he will improve a fair bit. I mean, his jumping reach and stamina looks really good. He's fairly quick also. He can head the ball, tackling. He's got good teamwork, work rate, concentration. I mean, his mentals look really good as well. So that was one of the main reasons we brought him. He hasn't played for us just yet, but there is time. And our main signing for £37 million, that's all they asked for him, really. It was Thiago Almada. 25 years old, to play on the left wing, not Cam, because we've got Cuckoo there. But yeah, left hand side, he's already 8 goals and 4 assists for us, playing at a 7.91. I think he's going to be the main difference in our side. Our front line is absolutely amazing. With Roger Fernandez on the right hand side and Adam Hozlek up front, we're looking very, very good indeed. And he's already halfway to scoring goals than he did with Everton in the 4 games he's played for us. 1 assist in the league. Playing at an 8.02. If we have a look at our side currently, so if we pick our best 11, it's Thiago's on the left, Fernandez on the right, Cuckoo's on the centre, Hozlek up front. We've got our 2 brilliant centre midfielders as well, so we're pushing it instead of a DM, we're pushing up into midfield, and we're going to have a right crack at it this time round. Bowie's on the right, Carrera's on the left, Marmel and Silva in the centre with Trubin. That is our best side. Can't see any way why we wouldn't win it, back the league and more. And that's the reason why I'm thinking that. We have literally destroyed everybody in our path. There's only one game that we drew, and that was Lazio in a testimonial for Cataldi. But we had to go through the qualifying rounds for the Champions League. We played Reims. We thrashed them 6-2 over the 2 legs. Transport, we won 3-1 and 5-1. We even beat Porto in the Super Cup to retain that one as well. So that's 3 times we've won that in this 4 years. We've been in this rebuild so far, but our main task is the Champions League or a European Cup of sorts. But in the league, we played Castapia, who beat us last season, I think they did. Or one of the games that beat us last season, I can't remember, but we beat them at 5-0. PTM 2-0. TND 4-1, Moriense 4-1 as well. And also, I may have forgotten or not even mentioned it, but a couple of seasons back, we were involved in the Club World Championship. Now, I think it was 2 seasons back actually, so I really messed things up there where I forgot all about it. But we got out of the group by beating Al Ittihad 3-0. We drew 0-0 with Ajax and Lyon. We thrashed 8-0. We beat Inter Milan in the second round, but we did bow out to Leipzig on penalties in the quarter-finals. The Champions League for this season, we have been drawn against Ajax, Liverpool, Leverkusen, Vigo, Leipzig, PSG, Dortmund and Ludogorets. I feel we're going to have a really good crack this season, and I think we'll go quite far in it as well, fingers crossed. We are currently lying third in the table. That's only because we played 4 games. Chavez is 4 for 4 as well, actually. And Sporting and Porto have dropped points already. I'm assuming they played against each other. No, VTSC for Sporting and Porto drew with Estaro Parare. Probably butchered that name, so I do apologise. We are not predicted to finish top of the table. I'm surprised. 7-5 to win it. Porto to win it. I'm guessing it's because they won the league last season, possibly. So let's jump into season 4 and let's see if we can bring some more silverware back with us, including that Champions League. Season 4 comes to the close and we have retained and we have gotten back our title that we lost last season, but we win it by 10 points and we only conceded 18 goals, which is amazing, and we scored 120 goals. That's nearly 3 times as much as bottom club Moriense. 102 goal difference, nearly double Sporting's, who finished third. Who did we lose to? We only lose 1 game, and that's to Porto, who finished in 3rd position, some way behind. We beat Sporting twice, 2-0 and 3-0. We didn't beat Porto. Did we draw? We must have drew with them. We did. Could it be Almada that's his influence into the team? Who knows? But definitely 120 goals. That's just... how many did we score last season? 86. So we scored 34 goals more this season. And we only conceded 19 last season, actually. How many did the season after before that? 96. That is incredible. But this all obviously means nothing unless we have a European title. And straight away, your Champions League, we finish runners up. We get to the final and the curse is still with us. Runners up in the 2027 Champions League final. Wow, we'll have a look at the other cup competitions in just a second, but I want to have a run through this. Who did we play in the... Oh, it was Arsenal. And Hoslet was leading goal scorer in the competition as well. Almada was 9 assists. Okay, so how did we get to the final then? So the league phase, we only finished in 15th position though. We lost to PSG, Leipzig and Liverpool. Drew Dortmund and Leverkusen, Ludogorets, Vigo and Ajax. We beat 4-1 all by the same score. But it was PSG that finished top of the group, but unbeaten was Man City, Arsenal. Wow, did they remain unbeaten all the way through then? Barcelona, Tottenham, Manchester United and Celtic. Crikey, Celtic are in there as well. Right, let's have a look at the next round. Knockout round. We beat Roma 4-1 after a 3-0 second leg victory. I mean, Real Madrid were in that round as well. Wow. Okay, let's have a look. Round of 16, we played PSG and we knocked them out 3-2. We beat them 2-0 in 1 game. Good grief. Celtic got knocked out by Juventus 4-2. Barcelona went through on penalties. Real Madrid beat Man City. Tottenham beat Bayern Munich. In fact, thrashed them. Arsenal beat Ajax only just. Man United beat Inter and Liverpool beat Chelsea. So a lot of English clubs going through. Quarterfinals, we played Juventus. We beat them 4-3 over the 2 legs. Barcelona beat Real Madrid. Tottenham lost to Arsenal. And Man United beat Liverpool. Semi-final, we beat Barcelona. Oh my word. We beat all the tough teams to get to the final. Arsenal doing the same as well. They beat Man United 3-1 over the 2 legs, but we just scraped past Barcelona thanks to a first leg victory of 3-1. Ah, the curse. Damn you. Apart from the Super Cup, we didn't win the Portuguese Cup. We'd have got knocked out in the 6th round to Amadora. 1-0. That's got to hurt. And the Portuguese League Cup, we came runners up in that as well, losing 1-0 to Porto, who we hadn't beat this season at all, I don't think. Unless we beat him in one of the other cup competitions, but yeah. Oh, I can't believe when I saw that, I thought we actually won it. Oh my word. Let's have a look at our squad then, see how many goals everybody scored. Wow, you can see where all our goals came from. Adam up top, 48 goals, 8 assists. But look at Armada, 74 goal contribution. What in the world is that? That's insane. That is just, I mean, wow. How did he do? Just, I mean, totally better than anywhere else. 33 league goals and 34, 16 assists, 12 player of the match awards. I mean, why is that not a 10? Is this league too easy for him? I wonder. We could do with another player like him, I think. Cuckoo as well. Look at him. 27 and 18. Was that 45 goal contributions? Fernandez as well. 19 and 20. I mean, what a buy he has turned out to be. That is, that's insane. Absolutely incredible. I mean, he's been pretty constant in the 3 seasons he's been with us. I mean, wow, just a goal provider. 21 years old as well. Neves as well, 22 years old. 9 and 16. Just gets better and better. Musa still hanging around though. 4 starts, 9 goals. 16 assists for Carrera. 20 assists for Onsnes. And 11 for Bowie. But 50 conceded for Trubin from 64. Majority of them coming in the European competition, I'm guessing. 18 conceded in the league. 19 last. I mean, he's been conceding less and less, hasn't he? What's his development? Just out of interest, because he'll be probably one of them goalkeepers you probably want to have a look at. Attributes, go all time. I mean, they have improved a lot, haven't they? Aero reach gone up. One-on-ones up. I mean, probably find a better goalkeeper still, but why would you? I don't think you'd need to at the minute. That is outrageous. I mean, again, there's a lot of players not getting game time. That's probably because they're just not good enough. Pugmal, he's been with us really as a backup. I mean, do we offload him? Get some money back? I mean, a couple of these players here as well. Wow. Okay, let's have a look, see what money we are going to be having next season then. £34.5 million for the final season. That could increase with some player sales, and if we have any clauses to offload as well, that we could gain some money as well for some more success. But it's looking healthy though. £136 million in the bank. I'm not going to be greedy, but I am going to ask for a little bit more. They're not giving much in the way of wages though, about £160,000 a week. Okay, could be enough. We could at least bring in 2 more players, I think, because the side is pretty good. So coming to the final season and the final window, some of the outs already, £34 million go out the door. Peter Musa has gone up to £16 million to Al Garafa. He's battling out of Hoslek. Hoslek's going to win every time. Arthur Cabral as well, another forward. £8.5 million to Leicester. Verissimo, he's gone to Al Qadassia for £6.5 million. I think he's 32 years old now. So we needed some more young blood at the back. We've also lost Guevia. He's gone to Wolves for 6.25. I didn't even realise he was in the first team. Didn't get much game time, but he was there. And then a couple of other people going out on a free and a couple of going out on loan, like Dantes and Pigmo. We couldn't offload him, so next best thing was to at least get some money for him while he's here. Our first signing. We sign this youngster, 19 years old, Rodrigo Valdez. Midfield, he can play up front, he can play at the back, he can play anywhere down the middle, which is superb. £13 million. One of our scouts picked him up, asked us to have a look at him, and so we did. Argentinian, San Lorenzo, I think we got him from. It was in Argentina. Wow, look at them stats. And they let him go for £13 million. The kid is worth up to £70 million now. I wish we set up a recruitment focus round about the South Americas and that side of the continent. Because, wow, what a player. The fact that he can just waltz straight into the team is just superb. Next up is Mies Hilgers for £34 million. Another centre-back. I can't do that, but keep buying centre-backs every season. And I think he'll complement Silva pretty well at the back. I mean, like I say, Valdez can play there as well. Marmo, he's done a great job for us so far. He'll continue to do so as a backup. But we've also got Morata and a couple of other players. But this young lad, 26 years old, his physicals look amazing. And finally from Arsenal, I can't remember how much we paid, 12 million? Yeah, 12 million pounds from Arsenal. 19 years old, I wanted a backup for Hozlek. We've lost 2 forwards. I decided to bring in another forward just to sit as a backup and be a squad player. And I tell you what, again, another young lad who can do the job for us if need be. Finishing's not too bad as either. Technique, off the ball, aggression, fantastic. And other attributes are pretty good as well. Physicals, I mean, like I say, he's only 19 years old, learning his trade. He'll get that here, and then if it doesn't work out, we can move on for a profit. If we have a look at our best 11, we have got Hozek up front, Cuckoo, Fernandez and Almeida. Our front four does not change. Neves and Valdez in the centre. It looks amazing. And at the back, we've got Marmol, who's not sure why he's taken centre stage there. Hilgers should be playing there. I mean, whether or not that's his bag there, oh, we'll leave it at that. I think I'll lock him in anyway. With Correa on the other side, Bowie on the right, and Trubin in goal. The only difference we've done is change the midfield role to a Mezzala rather than the ball-winning midfielder, just to give us that little bit of oomph going forward. The more goals we score, as long as we do that and don't concede, then we'll win games. And winning games is exactly what we've done. We did lose to Newcastle and drew with PSG, which I'll take it all day long. Would have been nice to draw with Newcastle, but you know, 3-2, it's not too bad. And then we beat Porto in the Super Cup to win that for the 4th time in these last 5 seasons. And then the league, we've just smashed everybody. 5-0 BVT. MRT gets smashed 7-0. That's 12 goals in 2 games. BRG 3-1, Chavez 4-1, and PTM 4-0. The Champions League, we have been drawn against Marseille, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Basel, Chelsea, Arsenal, oh grief, Club Brugge and Sassuolo. Needless to say, we are top of the table, 5 for 5, which is fantastic. Hopefully we can remain there. More importantly, we want to get back to the final of the Champions League and win it. And we have got our media prediction at the top once more. And if you look at the Dream 11, it's all ours apart from Mitrovic up front. We're dominating. And with that being said, let's crack on to season 5, our finest season, and see if we can bring home that Champions League finally and break that curse. Right, the final season is upon us and it's over. We've won the league again and we have gone unbeaten, winning the league by 17 points, I think. We've only dropped 8 points all season. That's incredible. 4 draws against Aruca, Porto, Pia and Pereira as well. That's insane. An unbeaten season. 102 goals scored once again. We've conceded slightly more than we have done in previous seasons, but we've gone unbeaten. I mean, does that bode well for the rest of the competitions? I don't know. It would be nice to improve on the Champions League. We'll see how that goes. And domestically, did we add to the Super Cup we won earlier in the season? Almada gets top goal scorer with Valdez as well. Where's Hozlek? Where's that forward? Wow, Valdez, what a buy he's turning out to be. He looks incredible, doesn't he? Wow. How much did we pay? £13 million? He's definitely one I am going to be looking out for in future rebuilds, because I would love to see what he can do over a course of rebuild. But that is, wow, them stats are just growing and growing, aren't they? That's just insane. What did he get overall? 18, 6 and 4, 26 goals, 15 assists. Almada, Cuckoo and Fernandez, best players in the league. Almada, Cuckoo and Fernandez, most assists. We have dominated. And Trubin gets the Golden Glove as well for the season, even better. But how did we fare in the other competitions? We won the Portuguese Cup. We won we came runners up in the League Cup, but we got knocked out the quarter-final stage by Bayern Munich. 4-3. 1 goal was not enough. The 1-0 win. The damage was already done in the first leg. Oh no, the curse is still with us, unfortunately. Oh, that's unfortunate. I really expected us to get through here. Round of 16, how did we do? We beat Porto. Battered them 3-1 over the 2 legs. well, in the first leg by looks of things, and 0-0 in the second leg. Did we? Well, we must have qualified for the round of 16. Porto didn't they? They had to go through the groups, through the knockout stage. They had to beat Galatasaray, but we did finish second. That's pretty good. I'm disappointed we didn't get any further because Bayern Munich came behind us. Who eventually won it? Newcastle. Where did Newcastle finish? They finished 7th. Wow. So unfortunate not to win that. Adam was our top goal scorer in the Champions League, but yeah, very unfortunate not to go through to the final yet again. Disappointing. Maybe there is something in that curse. It's stopping them get progressing, that's for sure. But one final and we lost it. They can do it. They just need to improve, especially after an unbeaten season, and disappointed not to get any further. At least make the final. The Portuguese Cup, we go ahead and win that. We beat Sporting 5-1 in the final. Hozlek, Cuckoo and Amado top goal scoring in that competition. I mean, again, we dominated. And the Portuguese League Cup, we came runners up in that one, losing to Braga on penalties. We didn't do too well in that competition though, it must be said, but I'm disappointed we lost to Braga in the end. We had won it twice in the 5 seasons we've been doing it. But yeah, it's kind of fallen flat. I'm not going to lie. It's after going unbeaten and winning the Super Cup, it's gone a little bit flat in the other competitions. At least we made it to the final of each one, apart from the Champions League, which was our main. If we played in the Europa League, maybe we may have won that. Who knows? Our squad-wise then for the final time, not as many goals by individuals, but 65 goal contributions from Amada. What a superb buy he has been. He's only on 70 grand a week as well. Hozlek, it looks like he's dropped off a little bit. He's 25 years old. I mean, what's his progress been like? It has gone up, but it's just very slow progress. He comes in with 29 and 2. Valdez in his first season, I mean, 20 years old, and he produces them sort of stats. 26 and 15, 41 goal contributions. That's just incredible. Cuckoo as well, 23 and 20, 43 goal contributions. Fernandez, 19 and 24, 43 goal contributions. I mean, they're all helping each other, but we've got 4 players on 20 plus. Fernandez on 19 goals. 13 assists for Neves, which is good. 12 for Orsnes as well. I'm not sure where he played though. He might have got some game time in the midfield, or may even be left back. 11 assists for Bowie as well. What about our left back though? Carrera, he only played 41 games. He might have had an injury though. But 2 and 8. 45 from Trubin as well. I think again another spectacular goalkeeper I will be keeping my eyes on for future rebuilds. He could be a go-to goalkeeper. I mean, the Portuguese league are stacked with very, very good players. Financially, they've got 164 in the bank, million that is. Budget for next season, I'm not sure whether that will increase or not. And debts, loans, 221 million still owing, which a lot of them will finish in the next 10 years. Staffing, as you probably would expect, we've got the best in the league. And Club Vision, are they happy? They're delighted. Spend the original transfer budget. We've not really done much there. Summarise the board. Are pleased with your overall leadership of the team. Success remain fresh in the memories and appraisal. Blah, blah, blah. Notable, highly delighted, positive atmosphere and change room. Very pleased with comprehensive 3-0 over Porto and the 5-1 victory over Sporting in the final as well. Very happy with them. They just want us to be competitive in the Champions League. Continue to win the Premier League. I mean, nothing more European-wise, but as long as they keep getting qualified for the Champions League, I guess they want us to do well. But like with all other rebuilds, let's have a look, see if we have broken any records in a tenure here. We did most points in the season, 94. The season just gone, which is marvellous. We went unbeaten, dropping 8 points only. We must have scored most goals in this season, surely. Their most goals in this season, 120. That's fantastic. Fewest goals scored in the season, 34. That wasn't us, thankfully. Highest gate receipts, 2.77 million against Inter in the Champions League phase, with the highest average attendance of 60,000 in the 26-27. Lowest attendance was Gil Vicente in the Cup. Results, biggest win, 15-0. That wasn't us. None of them we had broken. Nobody broke the 50-goal barrier since Eusebio. Amada gets highest average, 7.6. Youngest player, no. In fact, I don't think we've broken really many. Most assists by player in the season, 31 by Armada. I mean, that was an incredible season. 29 clean sheets.
by Trubin. Almada also gets most player of the match awards as well. Fantastic season that was. I think that was when we scored 120 goals actually. Lost in a row is 2. Most matches without winning 3. Most matches won in a row 34. And that was in 1973. Transfer news. We didn't smash anything there. We didn't go mad. The highest transfer fee paid was for Enzo Fernandez from River Plate for nearly 38 million pounds. I think we paid 34 million pounds for somebody. I can't remember who it was. I think that might have been our defender, wasn't it, in the last season? So that's where we're going to leave it. Unfortunately, we didn't add to the Champions League or any European Cup at all. Actually, we did progress in the Champions League. If we had dropped down into the Europa League or even Conference League, we may have won them competitions. But we did make it to a final, and unfortunately we did lose in the final as well, so the curse is still with us. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Smash a like on the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. It is free to do so, and it will help the algorithms for the channel as well. And nothing could make me happier. And until the next rebuild, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.